I'm the retired director of the Statue of Liberty National Monument and the Ellis Island Museum. No applause, I have to talk fast. We have lots of visitors, all who think they're VIPs and want a VIP tour of the statue. My deputy used to say, when the presidents came, or kings, or queens, or movie stars, or Democrats, Ann would take him on a tour, and he got stuck with Richard Nixon. It was a bright, sunny day. My secretary came running into the office and said, "There's a VIP on the phone. They want a tour." I said, "Well, fine. Tomorrow, next day, it's good." "No, they want to come in 2 hours." 2 hours. Let me talk to him. I was very gracious, very sweet. "Yes, you can come." "What? You need food?" "Well, I can give you hot dogs, hamburgers, or French fries, and fried chicken." Fried chicken will work. I grabbed my ranger staff, 2 law enforcement rangers, because they were bringing no security and no press. So, of course, I had to grab the part photographer. I couldn't miss that opportunity. So we jump on the boat, we get to Manhattan, we get the guests on the boat, we get to the statue, we get on the dock, and as we get on the dock, people start applauding, and applauding, and applauding, and it becomes a huge wave, roar of applause. I hurry and scurry our VIP into my conference room for this luscious lunch we're going to have on a card table with card table chairs. And there I was, in the shadow of the Statue of Liberty, eating French fries and fried chicken with Nelson Mandela. After we finished this luscious lunch, and he was gracious, such a powerful man, and so genteel at the same time, we walked on the promenade towards the statue to go for the tour, and I noticed a young black girl about, I'd say 14 years old, crying hysterically. I ran over and asked what was the matter. She was with her class. Her teacher said she was just so moved. I said, "That's wonderful." I took her hand. The teacher said, "Where are you going?" "I'm taking her in the statue with Mandela and myself." "Teacher, she'll be fine. She'll be safe." So we walk, and here I am in full ranger uniform, this young black child and Mandela, and we're each holding her hand. That is a sight to see. We go into the statue, we tour, we come back out. The teacher comes running over to get her child, but I think really to say hi to Mandela. And I give her the child back, and I say, "Where are you from?" And she tells me. "And what school are you from?" And she tells me. Now, there are 5,000 people on the island that day. I picked that child. That child graduated from Montgomery Blair High School in Silver Spring. I graduated from Montgomery Blair High School in Silver Spring. Woo! Something weird that goes on up there that makes this happen. We took Mandela back to Manhattan. He was so gracious. He took photos with all of us, including me. I gave him a miniature statue, which I cherish the photo of. Normally, that would be the end of my story. But 4 months ago, I went to South Africa, and I was the visitor. I showed the photo to the people at the desk when we checked in. They took the photo, made copies for their mothers, their fathers, their sisters, everybody in the hotel had a copy of this picture. But it was so moving, everywhere I went in South Africa, that people saw this photo, they would say to me, "Can I touch you? Can I shake hands? Can I just talk to you?" I've never been in the presence of anyone who has been in the presence of Mandela. And that is so moving. He has taken a piece of my heart, for sure. I went to Robben's Island, where he was incarcerated for 27 years, and stood in his cell and looked out the window where he repeated that poem every night, Invictus, and where he could see where he had been breaking rocks out in the field. After that, we went to Soweto, the township where Nelson Mandela lived when he was arrested for 27 years in that prison. It's unbelievable. He lived in a matchbox house with outdoor plumbing. He was a successful attorney, but he was black. And we hear, I'm not sure any of us realize how traumatic apartheid was. Black people lived here. Colored people meaning Indian Chinese people. If Obama lived in South Africa, he would be colored. He'd have to live here. And white people live separate. But Mandela helped make a stop to that. When I went to the house and took the tour, a very charming young man, who of course I showed the photo to, took the photo and went running all over the street showing it to his friends. He came back and we took the tour, and then after the tour, I said, "Where's my photo?" He had given it to the lady who runs the house, and she blew it up, had me sign it with the date Mandela was at the statue. It is the only documentation that he ever was at the statue. And it now sits in the home, which is now a museum in Soweto. Whenever I think of Mandela, I always think of, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.